The battle for Los Angeles. A rivalry fueled by pride, history, and a fight for supremacy in the City of Angels. March 2nd, 2025. Two powerhouse teams, one arena, and a night that will be remembered for years to come. The Lakers and Clippers, both chasing playoff positioning, collide in a game that was anything but ordinary. The energy inside Crypto.com arena was electric. Lakers fans in their gold and purple, Clipper supporters in red, white, and blue. Every dribble, every pass, every shot felt like it carried the weight of an entire city. LeBron James, still defying time at 40, locked in for another classic. Kawhi Leonard, a silent assassin, ready to impose his will. Anthony Davis and Paul George, two elite two-way players, determined to make the difference. And then there was the rising force, Tyrese Maxey, now wearing Clippers blue, bringing a new spark to the city's most heated matchup. From the opening tip, it was clear. This wasn't just a regular season game. The Lakers came out aggressive, LeBron driving straight to the rim, drawing contact, finishing through defenders. Davis controlled the paint, rejecting shots with authority. The Clippers responded with their own firepower, Kawhi's mid-range mastery, George's three-point precision, and Maxey's lightning-quick drives kept the game on a razor's edge. First quarter, fast, physical, and relentless. The Lakers took an early lead, fueled by Austin Reeves, who hit back-to-back threes, sending the crowd into a frenzy. But the Clippers weren't fazed. Russell Westbrook, now coming off the bench, provided a spark, attacking the basket with vintage explosiveness. The first quarter ended with the Lakers up by 4, but it felt like the calm before the storm. Then came the second quarter. The Clippers tightened their defense, forcing turnovers, capitalizing on fast break opportunities. Kawhi found his rhythm, hitting a series of contested jumpers. Paul George followed suit, draining a deep three over Davis. The Lakers struggled to respond until D'Angelo Russell caught fire, scoring 8 straight points to keep them afloat. At halftime, the scoreboard read 58-57. 1 point, 1 possession. The battle raged on. The third quarter was war. The pace intensified. Bodies hit the floor. The intensity reached a new level. LeBron orchestrated the offense, finding Davis for alley-oops, threading passes through tight defenses. The Clippers countered with their own chemistry, Maxey weaving through traffic, Zubac dominating the boards. Then came the moment that changed everything. A fast break, a thunderous dunk by Kawhi over LeBron, igniting a deafening roar from the Clippers side of the crowd. The Lakers responded immediately, LeBron drilling a step-back three at the buzzer to bring the game to a deadlock heading into the final 12 minutes. The fourth quarter was a masterpiece of chaos. Possession by possession, the lead changed hands. A dagger three from Paul George. A clutch block by Davis. An and-one finish by LeBron. The tension in the arena was suffocating. With under a minute to go, the Lakers led by 2. The Clippers had the ball. Leonard, with ice in his veins, pulled up from mid-range, cash. Tie game. The Lakers raced down the floor. LeBron, guarded by Kawhi, drove to the hoop, kicked it out. Reeves for 3 missed. The rebound landed in Davis's hands, and with a quick putback, the Lakers were up 2 with 12 seconds left. One final possession. The Clippers inbound. The ball found George at the top of the key. He dribbled, stepped back, released. The shot hung in the air, the arena silent. It bounced off the rim. Time expired. The Lakers held on. The final score, Lakers 112, Clippers 110. A game for the ages. A battle that proved why this rivalry is one of the best in basketball. No trophy, no banner, but a statement. The Lakers and Clippers, 2 teams, 1 city, and a rivalry that never disappoints. The Lakers celebrated, but it wasn't just relief, it was respect. They knew the Clippers had pushed them to the edge, and on any other night, the outcome could have flipped. Players exchanged nods, handshakes, a few words of acknowledgement. This wasn't just a game. It was a war fought on hardwood, where every possession mattered, every second counted. LeBron, drenched in sweat, stood at center court, taking in the atmosphere. Another chapter in his legendary career. Another battle won. Across from him, Kawhi Leonard walked toward the tunnel, his expression unreadable. No frustration, no disappointment, just focus. because in his mind, this wasn't over. The Clippers would remember this night. And the city? It never sleeps. It waits. Because in a few weeks, in the playoffs, these two teams might meet again. And when they do, the stakes will be higher, the lights brighter, the pressure heavier. The war for Los Angeles is far from over. The echoes of the final buzzer still lingered in Crypto.com arena, but outside, the city pulsed with life. Fans poured into the streets, some jubilant, others frustrated, all buzzing with adrenaline. The Lakers faithful chanted in celebration, their voices echoing through downtown Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Clippers fans walked away with a quiet confidence, knowing this war wasn't over. In the locker rooms, the emotions were different. The Lakers' side was electric. Music blasted, laughter filled the air, and players relived the biggest moments of the game. Austin Reeves sat in his locker, scrolling through his phone, already seeing his name trending for his late-game heroics. Anthony Davis stretched with an ice pack on his knee. Nodding, his teammates patted him on the back. D'Angelo Russell, still hyped, joked about how he was automatic in crunch time. At the center of it all was LeBron James. At 40, he wasn't the first to celebrate anymore. He sat back, soaking in the moment, the energy, the camaraderie. He knew these nights wouldn't last forever. His career, as legendary as it was, had more years behind it than ahead. But right now, he was still the king of the city. Darvin Ham stepped in, clapping his hands to get everyone's attention. Hell of a win, fellas. Hell of a win. The team erupted in cheers. But, Ham continued, lowering his tone, this ain't the championship. This ain't the playoffs. This was one battle. And they're coming. We know that. The room quieted. They didn't know. If the season ended today, the Clippers would be their first-round opponent. LeBron smirked. Let him come. On the other side of the arena, the Clippers' locker room was a different scene. No music. No laughter. Just silence. Kawhi Leonard sat on the bench, wrapping his fingers with athletic tape, staring at the ground. Paul George had a towel draped over his head, processing the loss. Tyrese Maxey scrolled through highlights on his phone, replaying the final possession. No one was angry. No one was yelling. This wasn't a night for frustration. It was a night for fuel. Head coach Tyronn Lue finally broke the silence. We played our game. They played theirs. It came down to one shot. That's playoff basketball. He looked around the room. If we see them again, we finish that game. Period. No one argued. No one questioned it. They knew what needed to be done. As the days passed, the rest of the league took notice. ESPN, Bleacher Report, and every sports network had their headlines locked in. Battle for LA lives up to the hype. LeBron still the king, but for how long? Clippers versus Lakers, a playoff preview. The hype grew. Players across the league weighed in. Kevin Durant tweeted, "That was a classic. Would love to see it again in the playoffs." Joel Embiid added, "One of the best games of the season, easy." Even retired legends chimed in. Magic Johnson called it one of the best Lakers-Clippers matchups ever. Charles Barkley said, "If we don't get this series in the playoffs, the basketball gods failed us." The narrative was set. Fans circled the calendar. If the standings held, the Lakers and Clippers were on a collision course for the first round. And with the way they played, no one could predict the outcome. 3 weeks later, the NBA regular season was down to its final stretch. The Lakers and Clippers, both locked into the playoff picture, were still battling for seeding. Both teams had stayed hot. The Lakers took down the Nuggets in a statement win. The Clippers embarrassed the Warriors in a blowout. Each victory brought them closer to what felt inevitable, round one. Lakers versus Clippers. As fate would have it, the final night of the regular season confirmed it. The Clippers finished as the 4th seed. The Lakers as the 5th. The first round was set. Best of 7. The city of Los Angeles would be the battleground. Crypto.com arena would host every game. Half gold and purple, half red and blue. The streets of LA would be divided. Friends would become rivals. And the players? They knew. LeBron had been here before. This wasn't new. Another playoff battle. Another chapter in his storied career. Kawhi Leonard had been waiting. The last time he and LeBron met in the playoffs was the 2014 Finals. He remembered that series. He remembered winning. Paul George had a chip on his shoulder. The narrative that he couldn't lead a team deep in the playoffs? He wanted to erase it. Anthony Davis was out to prove his dominance. When healthy, no one could stop him. And Tyrese Maxey? He was here to make a statement. He was tired of being called a good young player. He wanted to be great. Game 1. The atmosphere was unlike anything seen before. Celebrities filled the front rows. Cameras flashed with every step onto the court. The world was watching. Tip-off. The battle began. The first quarter was intense, but both teams played cautiously, feeling each other out. No one wanted to be the first to make a mistake. The Lakers ran their offense through Davis early, feeding him inside. The Clippers countered with Kawhi's ISO game. Second quarter, momentum shifted. The Clippers found a rhythm. Paul George started heating up from three. Maxey pushed the tempo, slicing through the defense. A quick run put the Clippers up by 10. But the Lakers, led by a vintage LeBron, stormed back before halftime. A chase-down block. A deep three. A no-look assist. The King was in playoff mode. Halftime score, 56-54 Clippers. Third quarter, war. Bodies hit the floor. The refs let them play. Every possession felt like a heavyweight punch. LeBron attacked. Kawhi countered. Davis dominated inside. Maxey answered. The fourth quarter arrived with the game tied. This was what the fans wanted, what the league wanted, what LA needed. Then came the closing moments. With a minute left, the Clippers led by 2. Kawhi with the ball. He attacked, pulled up from mid-range, bucket. 4-point lead. Lakers possession. LeBron took over. Drove inside, found Davis, slam. 2-point game. Clippers ran clock. George found space. Three-pointer missed. Lakers had the final shot. Down by 2. LeBron dribbled at the top of the key. Clock ticking. He drove left. 2 defenders collapsed. He kicked it out. Austin Reeves. Wide open. The shot went up. The arena held its breath. The ball spun in the air, kissed the rim, bounced twice. And then, it dropped. Lakers win. Pandemonium. The first strike in the battle for Los Angeles belonged to the Lakers. But the war? The war had just begun. Game 1 had set the tone. The Lakers had drawn first blood, but everyone in the building knew this was far from over. The Clippers walked off the court in silence, their eyes filled with something more dangerous than anger, determination. Kawhi Leonard, ever emotionless, nodded slightly as he made his way to the tunnel. He had been here before. One loss didn't define a series. Paul George, jaw clenched, replayed that final shot in his mind. That wasn't happening again. Meanwhile, in the Lakers' locker room, the celebration was subdued. There were smiles, high fives, and nods of approval, but no one was acting like they had won anything yet. LeBron sat at his locker, ice packs strapped to his knees, watching the highlights on the big screen. Darvin Ham stepped in, clapping his hands. One down. But fellas, they're coming. Everyone knew it, and Game 2 would prove it. The Clippers came out like a team possessed. Kawhi played like a machine, draining mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper with robotic precision. Paul George attacked relentlessly, getting to the rim, hitting contested shots, making sure no one forgot his name. Tyrese Maxey, he was everywhere, picking pockets, running the floor, burying threes, shifting the momentum every time the Lakers tried to respond. By halftime, the Clippers led by 15. LeBron and Davis tried to rally in the second half, but the Clippers were relentless. Every time the Lakers made a run, the Clippers answered. Every time Crypto.com Arena got loud for the Lakers, Maxey silenced them with a dagger 3 or a lightning-fast drive to the hoop. Final score, Clippers 118, Lakers 102. Series tied 1-1. Game 3. The tension was thick, the energy different. Both teams knew what was at stake. This time, it was Anthony Davis who took over. The Clippers had no answer for him inside. He dominated the paint, blocking shots, grabbing rebounds, bullying defenders in the post. The Lakers fed him early and often, and he delivered. On the other end, the Clippers struggled to find their rhythm. Kawhi was steady, but Paul George couldn't get a shot to fall. Maxi's energy was there, but the Lakers' defense had adjusted. The game was close in the fourth, but LeBron turned back the clock once again, drilling a deep three, driving for an and one, and setting up Reeves for another clutch shot. Lakers 110, Clippers 101. Lakers lead the series 2-1. Game 4. Desperation from the Clippers. They knew they couldn't afford to go down 3-1, and they played like it. Kawhi was everywhere. Paul George snapped out of his slump. And this time, James Harden showed up. The veteran guard, often criticized for disappearing in big moments, put on a clinic. Step-back threes, crafty drives, and most importantly, he controlled the pace of the game. The Lakers fought back. LeBron did everything he could. Davis played his heart out. But the Clippers wouldn't let this one slip. Final score, Clippers 112, Lakers 105. Series tied 2-2. Game 5, the most pivotal game of the series. The intensity was suffocating. Every possession felt like life or death. The first half was a battle. LeBron versus Kawhi. Davis versus George. Maxey versus Reeves. The crowd was split, half roaring for every Lakers bucket, half exploding for every Clippers answer. Then, in the third quarter, disaster struck for the Lakers. Anthony Davis, fighting for a rebound, landed awkwardly. He hit the floor, clutching his ankle. The arena fell silent. He tried to stand. He tried to walk it off. But the pain was too much. He had to be helped to the locker room. The Clippers pounced. Kawhi took over. George hit big shots. Harden orchestrated everything. LeBron fought back. But without Davis, the battle was uphill. Clippers 109, Lakers 97. Clippers take a 3-2 series lead. Game 6. Backs against the wall. The Lakers had no choice but to respond. Davis, taped up, limped onto the court. He wasn't 100%, but he refused to sit out. And LeBron? He wasn't ready to go home. From the opening tip, the Lakers played like a team with nothing to lose. They pushed the pace. They attacked the rim. Davis fought through the pain, doing just enough inside. LeBron willed his team forward, scoring, facilitating, leading. The Clippers fought back, but the Lakers weren't letting this one slip. With under a minute left, up by 5, LeBron hit a fadeaway jumper over Kawhi. Ice. Lakers 104, Clippers 96. Game 7 was coming. The city held its breath. 7 games. One final war. Crypto.com Arena was packed to the brim. The biggest stars were in attendance. The atmosphere was electric, like a heavyweight fight before the first punch. The first quarter was a blur. Both teams attacked, neither gaining an inch. LeBron played like a man possessed. Kawhi, calm as ever, answered every time. Second quarter, momentum shifted. Tyrese Maxey exploded. The young guard hit 3 straight threes, then stole a pass and turned it into a fast-break dunk. The Clippers were rolling. Halftime, Clippers 58, Lakers 50. The Lakers needed an answer, and they got it. LeBron turned back the clock in the third, attacking the basket with force, drilling shots, setting up teammates. Austin Reeves caught fire, hitting back-to-back threes. The Lakers clawed back. By the start of the fourth, the game was tied. 1 quarter left. A battle of wills. Kawhi Leonard took over early, hitting his signature mid-range jumpers, putting the Clippers up by 5. LeBron answered with a deep 3. Paul George slashed to the hoop for a dunk. Davis, limping, somehow muscled in a putback. With 1 minute left, it was tied at 101. The final possessions would decide it all. Clippers ball. Kawhi worked inside, spun, faded away, bucket. 103-101 Clippers. Lakers turn. LeBron drove, kicked it out to Reeves, 3-pointer good. 104-103 Lakers. 20 seconds left. Clippers ball. Kawhi dribbled at the top, clock winding down. He made his move, pulling up for his patented mid-range shot. Blocked. LeBron got a hand on it. The ball bounced toward the sideline. A scramble. Anthony Davis dove, saving it to Reeves. Foul. Reeves to the line. First shot good. Second shot good. 106-103. Clippers had one last chance. They inbound to George, who launched a 3 at the buzzer. It hit the rim, bounced, missed. Game over. Lakers win. LeBron collapsed to the floor, exhausted. Davis, barely standing, pumped his fist. The crowd roared. The war for Los Angeles was over. For now. Because next season, it would start all over again.